I am overjoyed to have here the Honorable Chelsea Clark, and she is running for Secretary of State in the great state of Ohio. She is the Democratic nominee. She is a small business owner. She is a mother. She runs programs for families and just all around a great person, and so glad she's running for this seat. I know a little bit about that. I know a little bit, Councilwoman Clark, about what you're going through, because I tried it in 2014. It is very hard to run statewide. My hat is off to you and any other person, especially a Black woman running for statewide office, not just in the great state of Ohio, but all over this country. It is extraordinarily hard to do so, but I am glad that you are in the arena. Tell us a little bit about your race and why, knowing how heavy a lift this was going to be, you decided to run for this seat.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Senator Turner, for having me on your show. It is an honor, and I've learned quite a bit from you, so thank you so much. In 2020, we had record and historic numbers of folks that actually said, hey, I want to be part of this process. I don't like what I'm seeing, and I'm going to exercise my civic engagement lever. And what they did in coming out in mass numbers, and what Ohio did, and over 5.9 million folks that decided to get engaged, the response to that was over 400 pieces of legislation that hit the nation in voter suppression tactics, over a dozen of those states adopting them. That seems really counterintuitive to me. And so as a political science business studies major at Miami University, I certainly understand what it looks like when democracy is on the chopping block, and you learn that. And what I am seeing is exactly that. I am seeing a loud minority that is trying their darndest to take away the vote and the voice of a people. I think we're seeing it in Ohio. It is terrifying to me. And I've got some civil rights roots with my dad marching and being arrested in the Birmingham jail. And this is my daddy's fight, and we are not finished with this struggle. We have come far too far on this journey to go back, and the protections are much needed, and it is going to take someone with a strong constitution to stand up to these extremists and insurrectionists in order to save our democracy, and that person is me.
Yeah, you're running to protect and expand the vote, and I got chills when you said I'm doing it, for my daddy. We do often when we do things of this magnitude, it really is for the past, the present, and the future. So I applaud you for that. I want to play this. Take a look.
I'm Chelsea Clark, and this is my business. I built it with a good idea and a passion to bring STEM education to underserved students. As a city councilwoman, I focused on lifting up small and micro businesses like my own, helping them get the tools they need to get ahead, because our economy works when we support all hardworking people, not just the rich and well-connected. Now I'm running for Secretary of State because politicians in Columbus, like Frank LaRose, have embraced MAGA lies, pushing voter suppression and massive purges from our rolls to stop Ohioans from voting who don't always agree with it.
So the Secretary of State's office is, in fact, one of the most important offices. I would argue that if you do not have a Secretary of State that believes in expanding and protecting access to the ballot box, that they throw off their partisanship once they are elected. Your job is to oversee the elections and to make sure that everybody, no matter who they want to vote for, even if they want to vote against you, has that access to the ballot box. And that's why it's so important to have somebody of good consciousness like you. And here in Ohio, the Secretary of State just does not only oversee elections, they deal with businesses as well. Talk to us a little bit about that, Chelsea.
Sure. So the Secretary of State, as you've mentioned, they also they certify the elections, which means they review and basically determine the winner of those elections. They are over all 88 boards of elections. So they are appointing people to monitor and see after all of these counties. They also handle the business registration and filing. So there is a portal for Ohio, and anyone that is wanting to start a business goes through that portal in order to do so. What's interesting about Ohio, they also are a member of the Redistricting Commission.
Yeah, yes, they are. Chelsea, listen. You're the Honorable Chelsea Clark. I wish you the best of luck. Where can people find you? And before that, I want people to know you're a 6th-generation farmer. I was very intrigued by that, so I'm gonna have to have you back so you can break that down for us. You're a farmer,
Right.
a financial analyst. You emphasize the fact that you are a single mom, and in the 21st century, to have a mother stand up and say that our foremothers could have never done that 20 to 50 years ago. They would not have been able to say that so proudly. And I am so glad because you give so much hope to other single mamas out there that they can do whatever it is they put their mind to. If people want to find you, where do they find you?
Chelsea4ohio.com.
Chelsea4ohio.com. Council Lady, thank you so much and the best of luck to you. Keep running hard and thank you for being in the arena.
Thank you, Senator Turner.